Community radio is owned by the community, operated by the community, and is for the community.
I have a belief that doesn't matter how much advertising you can bombard people on the internet and everything, people still need a place where they can go to for actual trustworthy information.
Even though there's 8 million people that are tuned into community radio stations every single month in South Africa, it's still seen as the poorer cousin to commercial or even public broadcasters.
The commercial stations are biased in the sense that they finance, right? So they have to serve the interest of the financier. But this institution and many others like it, it's financed by the community.
It's not driven by profit, it's driven by issues.
Just real people giving information to other real people.
Community radio stations are limited by their FM transmitter. So they have one transmitter of a couple of watts, which would only broadcast to over 100 kilometers.
If we're trying to hook an advertiser, they want to have the largest possible reach. And of course, we're a terrestrial station. So there's a lot of limitations in terms of reach and the ability to have a mass audience. Now you just have the 100,000 or 200,000 people that do tune into your station. But you, as a community radio station, don't get that audience. And as a result, you're not going to be able to appeal to the advertiser for that audience.
But as soon as a community radio station's ability to go onto the internet, the web, and further in terms of their app reach, suddenly it opens up to a far greater audience, worldwide in actual fact. So Fabrik is a product that solves 6 problems for a radio station. So it solves the live streaming issue, plus of course it's the podcasting aspect of it, along with the in-app messaging. And that's pretty important because it creates its own community within the app. Then you've got the data and analytics that come from that. And because of that, you also get digital revenue. Izwi loMzansi in KZN as a community radio station only has a local broadcast of about 100 kilometers. But from that, they garner 140,000 people that listen to the station on a cum basis.
We service real-time content, fresh, trustworthy information. That's who we are.
We are the station that brings hope, love, and difference to the people.
KZN's leading non-commercial radio station.
Izwi loMzansi's initial reaction when they received the app from us was, wow, why us?
Why community radio station app? Why?
Most commercial radio stations are still very, very much stuck in the past. They're scared to embrace a new technology, and maybe that's part of the problem, is that we've had so many different technologies in the last 20 years, from the website, which all radio stations suddenly had to have and adopt and have a live stream on. Then you've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, the next social media that is now needed to be embraced, understood, rolled out with a strategy. None of the data belongs to you though. When you've got a product like Fabrik and you've got your own app where everything integrates with one another, you've now got your own ecosystem that you're able to look at your audience and monetize that audience and communicate with that audience.
I was very happy because I'm a competitive person. I want to compete against the best. And this app sort of gave me the indication that, hey, we have the potential to play in the big field. The lockdown came, people were more at home. And that gave us an opportunity to sell our app because people are at home now. They're not going to complain about data because you're not using your money for transport anymore. That was the tipping point for us.
They realized that their audience were actually ready for this more than the radio station was ready for it.
We started off simple. We produced campaigns that had a direct impact in your pocket as a listener, but also in your life generally as a family person.
So when suddenly the audience and the public are adopting something that you've got and are lapping it up and are communicating on it and are using it and engaging on it, suddenly you realize you have a very, very powerful tool.
People want value, simple. So if you provide the value, people will buy into the concept.
Now with them using Fabrik, they've got 25,000 downloads, so that already equates to a large portion of the community.
Once we got them to adopt and use the app, now we can use the sample size of audience members that we have to draw real-time statistics that we can then use to sell to advertisers. So I can look back and tell you that, look, on my app, I average 30,000 streams a day. I can provide that for you. It's the back end that gives us that power. So having that at our disposal allows us to keep monetizing it. The WhatsApp and the Facebooks and everything, they're all good and dandy. You can get the billion audience, but if you don't have control of that platform, then you can't monetize because it's somebody else's platform. I tell every single client that comes, they don't expect me to off the bat say, yes, I'll use WhatsApp, because it's not my platform. Fabrik is mine. The Fabrik, the app, the company media, the support system, the infrastructure, the functionalities, it's all so good that it put us ahead in a race that our competitors were unaware was even being run.
It's an incredible success story for us to see that they are now going out to hire their own digital sales team in order to bring more revenue into the radio station. And this just from a bunch of volunteers.
We started at Izwi loMzansi with one person selling and developing and planning and putting together everything on the app. So now a couple of months later, we're able to add another one. Those two come together, they put in similar amounts of effort. We've grown, our revenues show it, the brand presence shows it. I think we just became a better brand. You can stream from anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world actually. We've got listeners in Russia, we've got listeners in the United States, we've got listeners in Canada. The users have so much respect for us now. Our competitors are constantly watching us, watching what we're doing next. I bet you they probably downloaded the app themselves.
Izwi loMzansi are an incredible radio station because they've managed to do what you need to do when adopting digital change. You adopt the product, you engage with the product, and then you monetize. It's an incredible success story for us to see that they've embraced these three aspects.
A lot of the media agencies work with all the radio stations, but we sit in meetings as the radio stations. And Izwi loMzansi is always the example they use when they talk about the standard of feedback they want, the standard of the output they want, the engagement. You know, they want to see the proof of the engagement. They want to get proof of flighting. You know, radio stations sometimes take months to send proof of an advert having flighted. But I got EcoCast, so I do it on time. We don't always call people to ask for work. We're not that desperate anymore. We got the Fabrik platform now. You come to us. We took a digital leap, and that's the difference now that people are getting to feel.